In a quiet town where mornings arrived gently, and rooftops glowed soft gold beneath the rising sun, there lived a young girl named Aranel. Aranel loved many things. She loved the sound of pages turning, the warmth of sunlight on wooden floors, the hush that comes just before rain. But more than anything, Aranel loved the color blue. Blue was the color of wide open skies, of calm lakes that mirrored the world, of soft ribbons that danced in the wind. Blue made her feel peaceful. Blue made her feel brave. Blue felt like a quiet friend who understood her without words. Each night, Aranel placed her favorite blue ribbon beside her pillow, so she could see it first when morning came. But one morning, something was different. Aranel opened her eyes slowly, stretching beneath her blanket, reaching for the ribbon beside her pillow. Her fingers paused. The ribbon was no longer blue. It was pale gray. She blinked, rubbed her eyes, looked again. Gray. Aranel sat up quickly. She looked toward the window, expecting to see the familiar soft blue sky. But the sky was not blue. It was colorless, a faded wash of light without warmth. Her breath grew still. She hurried outside. The world looked unchanged, yet something was missing, something gentle and important. No blue flowers. No blue reflections in water. No blue shadows in distant hills. Aranel searched her room, her books, her drawings. Every place where blue had once lived now held only quiet emptiness. She pressed her hands to her chest. A strange feeling stirred inside her, like a note from a song she could no longer hear. Aranel whispered softly, "Where did blue go?" No answer came. That day, Aranel walked through the town carefully, watching, searching, hoping. She visited the small garden behind her home, where blue blossoms once nodded in the breeze. Their petals were pale. She knelt beside them, touching gently. "I remember you," she whispered. But memory did not restore color. As she walked farther, she noticed something else. People moved more slowly. Voices were softer, quieter, as though something unseen had been misplaced. Aranel felt the absence deep inside her heart. That evening, she sat beside the still pond at the edge of town. The surface reflected the fading light, but no blue shimmered within it. She dipped her fingers into the water. Cool ripples spread outward, carrying her reflection into soft distortion. "Please come back," she whispered. The water remained silent. Days passed. Aranel searched everywhere she could reach. She looked beneath bridges, across hills, along winding paths, inside shadows where light rested gently. But blue did not return. One morning, while walking along a narrow path she had never taken before, Aranel noticed something unusual. A small lantern hung from a low tree branch. It was unlit, simple, and colorless like everything else. But it swayed gently, though no wind moved. Curious, Aranel stepped closer. As she touched the lantern, a soft glow appeared inside it. Not blue, but warm and steady. And from somewhere nearby, a quiet voice spoke. "Some colors hide when hearts forget how to feel them." Aranel turned. Sitting upon a smooth stone was a small fox, with fur the color of autumn leaves, and eyes calm as twilight. The fox's name was Solmir. Aranel approached slowly. "Can colors truly disappear?" she asked. Solmir nodded gently. "They do not vanish," the fox said. "They wait." "Wait for what?" Aranel whispered. "For noticing," Solmir replied. The words settled softly within her. Solmir stood, stretching lightly. "If you wish to find blue again, you must listen where feelings begin." Aranel did not fully understand. But hope, small and steady, awakened inside her. She continued along the path, carrying the quiet glow of the lantern. After some time, she reached a meadow where tall grasses swayed like waves. There she met a small bird named Lyran, whose song was gentle and slow. Aranel sat beside the bird. I am searching for blue, she explained. Lyaran tilted its head thoughtfully. Sometimes joy becomes quiet, the bird said. But quiet joy is still alive. Aranel closed her eyes, listening to the song. It did not restore blue, but it softened the ache within her. She continued her journey. Near a flowing stream, she met a deer named Varel, who moved with patient grace. Aranel shared her search. Varel lowered her head gently. Courage is not loud, the deer said. It is the step you take when you do not know what waits ahead. Aranel walked beside the deer for a while, learning to move slowly, breathing deeply. Still, the world remained without blue. One evening, as twilight settled gently, Aranel reached a quiet hilltop. She sat alone, lantern glowing softly beside her. She thought of blue skies, blue water, blue ribbon. She thought of how those colors once made her feel safe, hopeful, calm. A tear slipped down her cheek. I miss how blue made me feel, she whispered. The lantern flickered slightly, as though listening. In the stillness, Aranel placed her hand over her heart. She noticed something she had not noticed before. Her heart was not empty. It held memories, warmth, longing, love. And as she breathed slowly, she realized something important. Blue was never only outside her. Blue lived in how she felt when she was peaceful. Blue lived in moments of quiet joy. Blue lived in courage, when she continued searching even when uncertain. She closed her eyes, allowing those feelings to rise gently within her. Warmth spread through her chest. Calm filled her breath. Hope softened her thoughts. When she opened her eyes, the lantern glowed brighter. A faint shimmer appeared in the sky. Soft, delicate, barely visible. A hint of blue. Aranel stood slowly, hardly daring to breathe. The shimmer deepened, spreading outward like dawn unfolding. The sky began to fill with gentle color. Not suddenly. Not all at once. But steadily. Blue returned, carried by feeling, awakened by noticing. Aranel laughed softly, tears of relief shining in her eyes. She ran toward the pond. The water reflected the sky, shimmering with quiet beauty. She lifted her ribbon, and slowly, its color returned. Soft, calm, familiar. Blue had not been lost. It had been waiting, for her heart to listen. Aranel returned home, carrying the lantern, though its glow had softened. People noticed the sky. They paused, lifted their faces, breathed more deeply. The town felt brighter, not because of color alone, but because of the feelings it carried. Days passed gently. Aranel continued to notice small moments of calm, courage, joy. Each time she listened to her heart, the world seemed richer, more alive. One evening, she climbed a small hill overlooking the town. The sky stretched wide above her, full of soft blue light. Solmir sat beside her, quiet and watchful. You found what you were seeking, the fox said gently. Aranel nodded. I learned something, she replied softly. Color returns when we allow ourselves to feel. Samara's eyes shone warmly. Yes, the fox said. And when you feel fully, you help others remember as well. Aranel watched clouds drift slowly across the sky. She no longer feared losing blue, because she understood where it lived. It lived in peaceful breath. It lived in brave steps. It lived in joy that returns when welcomed. Night settled softly, stars appearing one by one. Aranel tied her blue ribbon gently, feeling its familiar calm. She whispered quietly, not to the sky, not to the world, but to her own heart. I am listening. And in that moment, she felt safe, steady, whole. For she had discovered something simple and strong. When we listen to our hearts, the colors of joy find their way back to us. And wherever those colors live, we are never truly alone.